A Brown is here. Another day, another advice. I'm blessed. I'm here. I'm living. And I'm here to give you the information that you need. So it's A Brown advice once again. The topic today. Okay, you ready for this? The topic today is far as you can be a grown ass man, you can be a grown ass woman. It don't matter. You can be a wildebeest. It don't matter. But you're just never too old to take baby steps. Never too old to take baby steps. And a lot of people kind of get that wrong, and they kind of get like a whole different mindset to where it's just like, okay, well, they want that instant gratification. They want the instant gratification. But delayed gratification is always the best. It takes forever. Sometimes you're dreaded. You're like, oh my gosh. You're like, damn, one day at a time. One day at a time. I'm telling you, delayed gratification is always key, you know? So it's just like, depending, I mean, I don't know exactly what you do, but if you like trying to find your passion, or if you're trying to meet like a certain goal, it's just that like that long-term goal. I feel as though people appreciate a lot. I feel as though people appreciate their goals a lot when they have long-term goals versus short-term goals, because the long-term goal, they have like the short-term goals. Come on, everyone knows that, right? The long-term goal is baby goals, little goals, baby steps, you know, like for instance, like an infant learning how to walk. They take baby steps. They fall to get back up. They fall. It's natural. They fall to get back up. I really wish there was, humans in the world to where they naturally were able to like humble themselves and take baby steps like an actual baby naturally. Don't even think twice about it and really get the goal or become successful like most human beings out here. But, you know, that's how the world works. The world works when, you know, everybody is in their own bracket. You got the crackheads, you got the greats, you got white collared people, you got content creators like me. It's just everybody's all over the world, and that's what makes it the world. So, but I'm here to give the advice. You're here to synchronize it. So that's basically what it is. But to go back on topic, right? Baby steps is definitely always key, only because it's just that it avoids you from distractions, and it keeps you focused, and it keeps you in like a tunnel vision, right? To where it's just like, okay, and it keeps you locked in, right? So, and you're able to track everything, and you're more liable to even reach your goal versus to where like, and writing things down, increasing your gratification is always another thing too. Having good gratification, writing things down, saying it to yourself, talking to yourself multiple times. That's also a way to increase in getting your long-term goal. Most importantly, writing things down is good too, and also saying it to yourself. Those are definitely one of the best things. Even writing a book, writing books. Books is definitely that is less actually long-term gratification, is being able to write a book. If you can write a book, that is some serious discipline. It's only because it's just like, well, first off, you're expressing your mind to the world, and you're publishing it forever. Writing a book is definitely one of the best. I think that's actually one of the most impressive things a human being can ever do, because you're expressing your mind, you're putting it on black and white paper, print, and it lasts forever. Forever. It lasts forever. It's eternal. Books, becoming great. If you haven't watched the last video, GOATs, the greatest of all time. You're always going to be talked about. Even when you pass away, you're still going to be talked about. Even when you have a book, it's written. In this day and age, it can be online. It's always going to be there. That's why it's always good to just, or a picture. When you paint a picture, it's always going to be there. Like, look at Leonardo da Vinci. Look at John Keats. Poems, Allan Poe. All those people, like those poets. John Keats is a poet, by the way. I'm not sure. Yeah, he's a poet, John Keats. But basically what I'm trying to come across is that stuff like that, then they have long-term goals too, baby steps. Like Leonardo da Vinci started out, I think he started out like dissecting animals. It was baby steps. You know, he didn't even start off pen and paper. I mean, he was scientific when it came to stuff. He started dissecting animals, and he started to look at the anatomy and the muscles. I don't look. I don't know if he pulled a Dahmer at that time. I don't know, but he definitely started out dissecting animals. Once he started dissecting animals, he saw the anatomy, as far as like how the body works, you know. So, and I didn't think he necessarily dissected human beings, but I feel as though he was able to see the autopsy of human beings. So once he was able to see the autopsy of human beings during that time period, he was able to actually study as far as the diaphragm of having being able to create that Greek goddess. So, you know, it's always shoot that Greek goddess physique is always good, but that's another time for another video. Is, you know, being able to maintain a Greek goddess physique. Oh yeah. Oh, that's a good ass title. Oh yeah, Greek goddess physique. Yeah, I think definitely gonna do that title. But look, my fault. Getting back off topic. I'm going ahead of myself. Baby steps, right? Baby steps. Easy now. But yes. So that's exactly what he did. So, you know, he kind of studied it little by little, one day at a time, 1 minute at a time, and he was just able to just take it and just broaden his horizon and took it to another level. And that's what he did. Until this day, people are still astonished and just amazed by the paintings he did from years ago. You know, paintings, books. You know, as I reiterate, paintings and books is stuff that lasts for a long period of time, lasts forever. You know, so those are things that where, you know, long-term goals creates eternity and being always talked about, you know. So, you know, to revert to the last video as far as becoming like a GOAT. I mean, he is a GOAT, you know. All those people I talk about are greats. Da Vinci, Poe, Keats, you know, people that passed away, Jackson, you know, Michael Jackson, you know. He was an artist. Even though he made music, but he was still an artist. To be talked about. What? I would love to be talked about when I pass away. You know, stuff like that. It's just always good to just be gravitational and to be talked about like, you know what? He got all what he got. He did all what he did, you know. To have positivity, have, you know, just let people talk about you with pure positivity. When, you know, when people believe in reincarnation, you know, you may turn into like a bird or a lion or some type shit, right? A lot of people think in different ways, like the aftermath or the afterlife, you know. So, but besides that, you know, those are definitely like the main things to actually focus on as far as long-term goals, if you want to excel and become to the next level. So, but look, to wrap things up, basically, to tie things up is baby steps creates long-term goals. Baby steps, also known as short-term goals, what I'm trying to say. But I feel as though when adults, when they hear like baby steps, it's like, okay, well, I mean, I'm a grown ass man, right? Or I'm grown, right? I don't need to take baby steps, right? A lot of people are stubborn. You know, a lot of people don't want to take baby steps. A lot of people, they want instant gratification, you know. And in this generation, people crave instant gratification, right? A lot of people struggle with delayed gratification. And that's where it ties into social dilemma. It's another time for another video. I could really just divulge into several different topics. I mean, which is a good thing, you know, being ahead of myself. And I'm just thinking, you know, and this is freestyle too. This is on top of my head. So, but delayed gratification is always good because you would definitely appreciate it more. And long-term goals and delayed gratification creates eternal, what's the word I'm looking for? Eternal. That's not a good word. It creates positive longevity, aftermath. I don't know, mix it up. That's kind of what I'm trying to come across, right? Positive longevity when you pass away, or within your absences, within like a job or something, if you're not there no more, you have positive longevity. People always talk about you, so forth and so on. That's basically what I'm trying to come across, tying things up. But look, it's A Brown Advice. Definitely like, comment, and subscribe. As you can see, another day, another advice. But stay tuned for more. I'm here to give you as much advice as I need and to express and be locked in and be consistent. But look, what a beautiful smile. So I'm always going to be smiling, and I'm always going to be being transparent and giving you the best advice. But A Brown Advice once again. Follow me on Instagram, Who is Pepe Brown. I'm on TikTok. I just made TikTok. I don't want to be on TikTok like that, but I'm going to be the TikToker. And you can just watch and enjoy, be the audience. So Instagram, Who is Pepe Brown. TikTok, A Pep Talk. And as you can see, obviously, you're watching it, so you know who I am on YouTube. But yeah. But look, I'm going to go ahead and finish up this lemonade. This lemonade is amazing. I have like a lemonade fetish. I love lemonade. But I'm going to go ahead and finish this lemonade up. Give me some eats. But look, I'll get up with you. Holla back.